Good Wednesday, everyone. Looking at our weather map for today, you can't help but notice Hurricane Idalia down there on the Gulf Coast. It really stands out. All that red shading and yellow shading and green shading, that's just all the hazards associated with Idalia as that storm makes its way across the southeast today. Idalia made landfall this morning at 6:45 a.m. Central Time near Keaton Beach, Florida, with maximum sustained winds of 125 miles per hour, making Idalia a very strong Cat 3 hurricane. Cat 4 starts at 1:30, so fell just shy of that, it looks like. Massive storm coming ashore, folks. This is the kind, Cat 3s and above are the kind that change the landscape, and it takes years and years and years, if ever, to recover. So those folks are definitely needing our thoughts and prayers, and they need to be close to our hearts today for sure. Looking farther to the east, you'll see Hurricane Franklin out in the Atlantic. That storm has been presenting quite a satellite show. Its eye was almost as big as the storm it looked like last night. So it's been thankfully staying out to sea. But again, another major hurricane. So we had two major hurricanes at once in the Gulf and the Atlantic. Looking elsewhere across the country, it's pretty quiet. And that quiet weather translates right into our 5-day forecast. When there's nothing to our west, there's usually nothing for us to look out for, but mostly sunny skies. We'll have some clouds today. Those clouds are from Idalia. So take a chance and look out if you can. Usually when we get clouds on the western edge of these systems like we will Idalia, they're very pretty. It looks very tropical. The sky just looks like you're in the Caribbean. So we'll be looking for that today. Highs only in the mid to upper 70s. A very pleasant day. And speaking of pleasant temperatures, I mean, this is nice for this time of the year, folks. Mostly sunny, low humidity, highs in the upper 70s to around 80 Thursday and Friday, and even Saturday and Sunday only climbing into the low 80s, so and a little bit higher humidity by the weekend, but still not too shabby. On this day in 2005, the remnants of Hurricane Katrina moved into Middle Tennessee, so that was a storm that made a beeline for Tennessee. So it'll hit a little farther to the west, of course, Louisiana. Those storms often do curve up our direction and give us some rain. Nashville got almost 2 inches of rain. We got almost an inch of rain. And wind gusts as high as 40 miles an hour at all three locations. That's Crossville, Nashville, and Clarksville. So it's very gusty winds across Middle Tennessee from that storm. In 1839, a hurricane moved from Cape Hatteras, North Carolina to offshore New England. An unusual feature of the hurricane was the snow it helped produce. So on the backside of that hurricane, colder air was drawn in. They already had unseasonably cold air in place across eastern Canada, and this hurricane just drew that on in and turned the precipitation on the backside of the hurricane to snow in the mountains. So what a bizarre situation. Considerable snow was also reported at Salem, New York. Hurricane Sandy did something very similar in 2012, pulled in some unusually cold air from Canada and even produced snow as far south as the southern Appalachians. I know at one point it looked like the Plateau was going to get snow from Hurricane Sandy, and that would have been, I think, October. So, but well, we didn't, thank goodness. But these storms are just, they don't call them Earth's most powerful storms for nothing. That is for sure. And they can do phenomenal things. You folks have a wonderful Wednesday, and keep looking up. For more weather information, including a little bit more information on the tropics, just keep reading along in the blog, meteorologistsmart.com.